Olympic gold medalist and India's lone individual gold medalist Abhinav Bindra led the largest Indian contingent into the Maracana Stadium earlier today for a grand opening ceremony. A record 118 athletes are participating at the Games for India. Shooters Jeetu Rai, Gurpreet Singh, Apurvi Chandela and Ionika Paul, Indian men's hockey team, the doubles duo of Leander Paes and Rohan Bopanna all will be actioned later today. But while curiously Paes was in attendance, Rohan and Sania Mirza skipped the ceremony. The hockey team had earlier itself revealed that they will not be attending the ceremony as they play later tonight. All right, joining us live from Rio de Janeiro is our group editorial director, Kali Puri. She was there at the opening ceremony. Kali, give us your first thoughts, your first time experience at the Olympics as a fan, as a spectator. How was that?
To the stadium was a bit of a harrowing experience, and nobody seemed to know where we had to alight. And it was a bit of a luck of the draw. We finally got to a point where we said, okay, lots of people are walking, so let's start walking this way. And that's what we did. There was no Olympic paraphernalia at all, no one really guiding us, just lots of local people. It wasn't even a very spanky neighborhood. And we got there and there were a lot of performances and kind of activity happening in that area. It just seemed like a party, but not a very fancy party. Till we actually got to the venue. And then when we actually got to the venue, the atmosphere changed completely. It was so organized, so spotless, and so absolutely perfect. The whole experience was like a study in contrast.
Right. But as far as the opening ceremony itself is concerned, Kali, Brazil was downplaying the expectations from it. Do you think they ended up wowing everyone?
It was absolutely mesmerizing. They had a floor which was fully laser, and it just kept changing in these kind of different patterns and different things that they were trying to symbolize. And all of it had a meaning. It wasn't just a performance to wow the audience, but all of it had a meaning. I mean, they started with the Amazon forest and they created this amazing forest with laser lights and things hanging down from the air. After that, they took it to the favelas. They had all their big pop stars come in and sing. They even had Gazelle take stage, and she was the only person on this massive stadium. Just imagine her walking down in this silver glitter dress. Just one person in the entire stadium, entire spotlight on her. It was quite amazing, with Girl from Ipanema playing at the back.
Right. So now you've been in Brazil for a couple of days in Rio, and there were so many question marks on just how well these games will be. What do you make of the preparedness of the city and how well they can handle these games now?
I don't know, it's a bit mixed because, I mean, parts of it in terms of the organization of actually getting to the stadium was very, very disorganized, and we were really apprehensive about what the performance would be like. But once you actually got to the stadium, it was just fabulous. The toilets were clean, you had beer flowing, food was available, everyone had seats, the show was amazing, there was just no problem at all. In fact, I thought some of the cool stuff that they did in the show was they used the audience to their benefit really well. They had this one section in which they showed on the big screens that everyone should switch on their phones, which everyone did, which created this amazing effect, as if you were seeing one of the favelas on the hill, because all of the stadium was just these little white lights all over. And they did it again when Brazil finally came on to the ring and the athletes came, and all of the stadium was standing and doing the samba with the Brazilian team. It was quite fantastic. It was as if the audience was involved in the performance. They thought of all the things, that would make this a memorable experience for people who were there.
Right. Kali, stay with us. Let's also play out some of the visuals you sent us earlier from outside the Maracana Stadium, report filed by our group editorial director, Kali Puri.
At the entrance of the opening ceremony to the Olympics, I've got my India flag. I'm going in now. walk up to the Olympics. Lots of hawking going on, flags to tours to snacks, but no real Olympic signage anywhere. Bit strange and disconcerting whether we are walking to the right space or not. People doing their own kind of protests just as we walk. Some musicians setting up their music. Okay. More dancing and festivities just before you get into the Olympic Stadium. Whole variety of people just walking. A lot of people just hanging around on the road, not sure why. Selling drinks, selling flags. Direction.
Ao estádio, colega. Alemanha, Estados Unidos, Inglaterra.
Not exactly a plush sort of crowd. Very average looking people. Nothing fancy around. No Olympic paraphernalia. Just looks like a, I don't know, background in Delhi. Some kind of neighborhood where people are just hanging around. Doesn't really look Olympic. Except maybe for the flags. So you can see the security second level further up. But this is how close I can get to the stadium and to the audience without a proper security check. Just a pat down. Okay, people in costumes. This is the absolute base level of security check. I cannot believe that we are entering the Olympics. Just a plain body search, nothing complicated here. Unbelievable. This isn't even like airport security.
So quite evident, it was a marked contrast inside and outside the stadium, as you can make out from that report. While inside the stadium, Brazil managed to wow the entire world with a glittering ceremony. Outside the stadium, as those visuals and reports just showed, it was rather disorganized. There wasn't clear markings on the roads as to where to go. Not a lot of Olympic paraphernalia on the road, and a little disorienting for the fan outside the stadium, with barely any search and body search as far as security to get in is concerned. So Kali is still with us. Kali, what's the response of the fans around you? We just watched what you had to go through to enter the stadium. What are the others saying?
You know what was really fantastic was the support for each of the countries as they came on. And everyone was, of course, supporting their own countries, and that was there. And the South American contingents were very well representative, so they got a lot of applause. But what was amazing was a standing ovation and applause for Syria and for the contingent that fought under the refugee flag. So that to me was fantastic. That was like people saying, you know, we know what you've gone through to come here, and we respect that. And so they clapped for them. And then we were all waiting to see what would happen when the Russian contingent came. And again, when the Russian contingent came, there was a lot of clapping. So it was almost like, okay, we know there's been a lot of controversy around you, but this is not what the Games is about. The Games is about tolerance, about unity of all of us coming together. And I think that was really, really well reflected today in the opening ceremony.
And now that the opening ceremony is out of the way, all the action shifts on the athletes and the events. So which are the events that you're looking forward to watching the most?
Well, I'm looking forward to watching some of the more spectacle-driven events, which are not necessarily the Indian events. It may sound a tad bit unpatriotic. I will go and see all the Indian events that I can, but I do want to go and see some of the events which are just visually beautiful. So synchronized diving, synchronized swimming, gymnastics, some of the equestrian. That's what I'm going to try and see.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us and sending us that report, and hopefully it will be a good day and event for India overall. Kalipuri also sent us this ground report, the first in our special series of Rio Diaries.
This is the first of our many Rio Diaries. In fact, it's the first. So when we landed, what was your first impression of Rio?
Well, I thought the airport was absolutely spotless, Boria. You remember that cleaner who was on the rollerblades who whizzed past us?
See, I was very impressed with customs. 11-hour flight and then get past customs in 10 minutes was great for me.
I think we were off the plane very quickly also, that's why. But you're right, the airport was really a very good experience.
And roads were also decent. Not too bad in terms of traffic jams. It's fine.
Roads were okay, but this neighboring area suddenly started looking a bit more like Bombay and a little bit more rundown than, you know, what the airport looked like.
And that fellow who was selling stuff, you said Bombay.
I thought like this kind of thing would never happen in a European country, right? The airport looked a bit more like as if we had landed in Portugal. But then the minute you stepped out, it was a bit more like
now
Bombay,
you've told me
right?
Bombay, you've told me Portugal. Is it Delhi? What's it?
So a friend of ours who's been here many times, I thought put it really well. He said it's Bombay with Goa inside.
Nice. So now, today what have you done? Did you go to the beach? You went to the Ipanema? What was it? Tell me about your impression.
Today is actually where I saw the Goa part of Rio, where we were in Ipanema beach and also Leblon, and it was fantastic, really buzzy, full of people. I thought it would be warmer and that I would step into the ocean.
Did you actually
No, because actually this is winter for them, which
it is
very cold, right? So I touched the water, which was a bit freezing, and I think you needed a bodysuit to get in.
But is the beach different compared to Indian beaches? Was there more action, more color, more what?
Well, the beach shack guy was giving you a chair and coconut water and Wi-Fi. So that would not happen in Goa. You wouldn't get Wi-Fi.
And they were also selling cocktails, right? And dancing.
And they were dancing. They were selling cocktails and they were dancing, and you know, there was music and there was all kind of excitement happening because of the Olympic Games as well.
See, when you mentioned the Olympics, on my part, I was at the Olympic Village. I mean, that's
so what's the controversy there today?
The controversy was in the kit, the Indian one, which the mudslinging continues between the IOA and the hockey guys. The team apparently don't have kits yet, which is ridiculous.
Oh, Boria, please don't break my heart. You know we travelled with the British cycling team, and all I was doing was raving about their Stella McCartney head-to-toe kit, which was so stunning.
And at the village today, the Italians were all Emporio Armani, top to bottom, and Indians, they don't even have proper jerseys to play the hockey team.
Boria, you're smiling, but this is really breaking my heart. How can we not have a proper kit?
This is India. We've always known this is India. And the second story for me, you know, Francois Hollande and all the state dignitaries were also there at the village. That's the Olympics. Athletes, media, diplomats, no police. And we were all together, standing next to each other, which can never happen in India.
Tell me about the other big hit today in the Olympic Village.
Oh, yes. And at least top 10 international networks come up and say, can we take a picture of this golden microphone? This is her innovation. And our camera person, Manish, actually said $50 for one photograph.
That's how we're financing this Olympic trip now.
You know, we'll keep doing this. We'll keep doing this, our regular Rio Diaries every day, every night, because there'll be a lot of action. While Kali does the travel, the color, the Rio, I do the sport, and at the end of the day, we'll compare notes and bring you the best of Rio. Keep watching.